people, right? We're people. We like things. You know, you go to a Raptors game and you got the dance pack. You know, you go to a football game and there's a cheerleader. You know, we like cheers, you know, because we're too lazy. We sit there and we go, and then they go, give me an F. Give me a U, and you do it, right? Well, do you get that? Thank you. But sometimes you can be using cheerleading for good things, right? Radical cheerleading, ways to get involved politically, right? Well, there's actually a thing called radical cheerleading, and Hannah Sung went to a workshop to see what it's all about. Give me an F.
Who needs picket signs when you have pom-poms? Today in Toronto, we're at the Eco Art and Media Festival to see what radical cheerleading is all about. Okay, so why are you here today?
I'm here today to do a workshop on radical cheerleading and to support the Eco Art and Media Festival. It's an artistic form of resistance and artistic form of protest. So we're doing one of the workshops here today.
So why cheerleading? Radical cheerleading. I mean, some people have never even heard of this before. So can you explain it?
Yeah. There were a couple of sisters, I believe in northern Florida or something, a couple years ago, who were involved in a bunch of different protest movements, I think a lot to do with women's rights, anti-globalization, and they were just finding that a lot of the protests they were going to had a very low energy, boring, kind of like the same chants over and over, and they came up with this idea, and a lot of people liked it. It spread over the internet a lot. It also, at the protests in Seattle, there was one of the cheers that's sort of famous from then is, to the left, to the left, not to the right, to the left.
You know when we get there, oppression we will stop. Woo!
It's been picked up by people who want to do stuff to do with, like I said, women's rights, gender barrier issues, anti-homophobia stuff, anti-globalization, funding for education, funding for healthcare, anti-racism, anti-war. So it's a whole variety of issues with some similarities in terms of anti-oppression.
Fearless propaganda been telling us it's lies, while people all around us have been losing their lives. So we're going to attention, we're taking to the streets. When people are united, corporations will be beat. So struggle, baby, struggle.
People are just so shocked that this is even happening, and people, you know, it's a really good way to, it's one of many ways to get a message across because we're doing it, you know, I mean, it's kind of subversive because we're all kind of like happy.
When we were in Quebec City, we got tear gassed, you know, definitely. But I think that it'd be really hard for a cop to try and beat someone up with pigtails. In general, police don't hate us, which is shocking. They hate us and they'll still do bad things to us. But in some small instances, we've made them crack, which I think is a big achievement.
Do you like cheerleading movies like Bring It On and But I'm Not a Cheerleader?
But I'm Not a Cheerleader, I love. I haven't watched Bring It On yet, but we all have this weird kind of fetish with it. We haven't seen it yet. But again, it's like we like the fact that people are cute and look good, but, you know, our cheerleading is not competitive. It's not about, you know, it's about being sexy and reclaiming the word sexy, but it's for women and men. It's not misogynist. It's not homophobic.
Try it, don't try it. Get up and try it.
If you want more information on radical cheerleading, go to www.radcheers.org. For Much News, I'm Hannah Sung.
Okay, let's make a move from that. If you want more information on that, you can go to radcheers.org. Radcheers.org. We actually saw them in Quebec City when they were doing that thing, and it was funny. And I just don't think the cops got what they were doing, which is good. Radcheers.org for more information. Talking about cops, we told you a little while back that they were investigating a shooting at DMX's manager and uncle's place, right? We told you about that. And when they broke in, they found, you know, a problem with like 13 pit bulls that were obviously not being cared for, also some drug paraphernalia. Well, he was sentenced on Friday, and this is what DMX got in the whole cruelty to animal situation. He got a year's probation and fines of close to $35,000 US in mandatory participation in Humane Society PSA. Basically, those fines means he's got to pay for the production of those PSAs, and what he's got to do is go on and say, you know, treat your animals nicely. Damn it.